Hi, this is Anubhav Mohanty and I am studying Game Design and Development from CMedu Institute, which is the EdXL certification of Higher National Diploma. Today what we are doing is we are doing a video on understanding a unit of EdXL certification. The name of the assignment is third assignment, which is game platform types, and it is a fourth outcome, which is connect and configure platform and devices. Right. So today in this entire video, what we'll be understanding is we'll be understanding the bit of technicalities and bit of specification of how gaming console works. The console that I have selected over here is Xbox 360. Now Xbox 360 has come up with a new motion sensing advancement of it, which is also called Kinect. So over here I have the entire setup. We have the console of Xbox 360 over here. We have a wireless controller, and we also have Kinect, which is motion sensing, motion-free sensing gaming. Alright, so first of all, what we'll do is we'll go individually over here. Let's first of all discuss about what exactly Xbox 360 console is all about. So this is the Xbox 360 console that we have over here. If you see to the front surface of Xbox 360, these is given for connection types, different ports given over here. Specifically 2 ports over here. This button is for extraction of those cables when you plug in. This is the main power button that is used now. The main specificality of this power button is this is not a push in button actually. This is a touch button over here. When you just touch it, it gets on and a green light glows over here. Right now I don't have the power connection, so it is not on. Now this is the basic disk drive in which you put in the disk, it comes out. So this is about the console that we are dealing with, the main Xbox 360 console. Coming to the next segment, which is controller. Now over here what I have is a wireless controller. This is again advantage of getting into Xbox 360. You get wireless controller pretty easily. Obviously you get a wired one, and this is upgradable. Now first of all, let's take a look at how the wireless one works on the batteries. Let's take out the battery slot. These are 2 cells that are included in this. So this is the slot that is used. I'll put it back again. Fine. Now let's get a brief about what exactly the controller looks like. It is pretty different from the basic controller of gaming consoles. Basic controller of gaming consoles is pretty much the same, just the adjustment and the placement of the buttons is different over here. Over here these are the 4 buttons which are named as X, B, Y and A. These are called the face buttons, which have different functions according to the game that you are playing. Now we have 2 analogs over here, one over here, one over here. Specifically in the game pads, these analogs are given in the middle. So in Xbox 360 this is the difference. They have given these analogs over here, one joystick over here, one joystick over here. Both of them have different functionality. Again, it depends on the game that you are playing, like soccer or GTA or different games. Now this is a D-pad. This is called a D-pad, which is again directional pad, which is used for the directional management. We have 2 buttons over here. One is back and one is for start, which is used in the game when you are playing the game and for the interface with the console. Now these 4 buttons are the major extension of whenever you are playing a gaming console. The controllers, these 4 buttons play a vital role. This is what makes it different from other gaming platforms. Now these are called bumper buttons. We have 2 bumper buttons over here and 2 over here. These are called shoulder bumpers, and these are called middle finger bumpers. Now these again have different specificality. The only thing that is different from a normal controller to the Xbox 360 controller is these middle finger buttons, the bumper buttons, their shape. They are pretty much they're thicker at the end. Why exactly? Because these bumper buttons, when you play some action-based games, they are used very frequently, and you don't need to waste time when you are using them. So that is why they have given that grip to your middle finger, so that you can use it very frequently and very easily. Right? And the main specification, the main part over here is this button, the X button that we see over here. You can see the light glowing over here. Now it is divided into 4 quadrants. This is the major power button as well. When you click it, only then the power starts. Now these 4 quadrants have different roles. During the gameplay, sometimes there would be a particular quadrant that would be glowing, like this quadrant or this quadrant. This shows that in the entire gameplay, in the entire board of the game in the screen, where exactly you are. So you can identify where exactly you are standing in the entire game. Right. So this is about the controller that is used for Xbox 360. Pretty easy, pretty decent to carry and pretty decent to play over here. Again, for those who don't know, we can just see over here these grips were introduced in the gaming console controller because to give that extra grip to your hand so that you can pull this up pretty easily, and because you will be using all the buttons all the way, including the bumper buttons, face buttons, D buttons and everything, so there has to be a grip when you're playing. So that's why these two grips were used. Right, so this is exactly the entire thing about how exactly controller of Xbox 360 works. Right. Coming to the next segment, let's talk about the motion-free sensing, which is a new and revolutionary addition to Xbox 360. I have Xbox 360 Kinect over here. Now, first of all, let's see how what exactly consists of Kinect over here. If we see the front face of Kinect, over here we have three different circular objects or circular things that we can say. Now what these are? One is a projector. This is IR infrared projector. This is sensor, and these two are sensor. This is projector, these two are sensors. This is RGB sensor and this is IR sensor. So basically IR sensor and IR projector, these both are used for depth sensing, right? And RGB is, again, RGB stands for red, green and blue. So RGB is for color specification and how exactly to monitor that. I'll come back how exactly this works now. Apart from these three, the specifications are we have a multi-array mic over here that can configure your voice from all the direction, multi-directional, that is 3D directional. And we also have a voice recognition capability of Kinect, that is, if you want yourself to be recognized every time, even after 1 year if you come, the Kinect recognizes your voice. Now, coming back to the point that how exactly these three specifications work over here. So now let's talk about how exactly Xbox 360 Kinect works. Let's get into a bit technicality over here. Now, first of all, Xbox 360 works on NUI. NUI stands for Natural User Interface. We have two different interfaces as well. One is CLI and one is GUI. CLI is command line interface and GUI is graphical user interface. So NUI is basically natural user interface in which you don't need specifically any medium, any interface over there, right? It directly interfaces with the system. Apart from this, over here I also mentioned it is based on one projector and two sensors, right? So IR projector and IR sensor, what they do is IR projector basically projects points onto your body. It projects different points on the different parts of your body, and IR sensor senses those points. It replicates back and senses where exactly the points are. Alright. Now, what does RGB sensor does? Right. Now, RGB sensor, all the points that are projected on your body, it changes the different colors. It converts it into different colors, into different segments of RG and B. Right. And based on that, it again verifies your entire body, how exactly. So if I have a point over here, RGB sensor gives it red color. So when I'm moving my hand over here, it detects that this red color is moving according to the depth sensing, of course, and it moves the hand of my avatar that is formed. Right. So that is how exactly the entire thing works. That is how exactly Kinect 360 works on this day. There are just three main components. One is IR projector, one is IR sensor, and one is RGB sensor. Alright, IR projector and IR sensor for depth and RGB for color sensing. That's it. Apart from that, it also has voice recognition. It also has multi-array mic. It has a 3D dimensional. There is a kind of database restored over here because during the gameplay, if I'm moving the hand like this and my avatar does not recognize my hand movement, so it suddenly takes something out of the database that is already kept over there and it exchanges over there. Now, this NUI, any NUI device, or for that matter Kinect, works on basically two major aspects. One is electromyography and the second is bioacoustics. Let's just get an overview of what exactly electromyography and bioacoustic is. Electromyography is something based on the graphical representation of what your body movements are. Alright. Now, if I'm moving my body, alright, there has to be a representation of my movement. Because if I'm standing still, there is a different graphical representation, and if I'm moving any part of my body, there has to be a different graphical representation. Second thing, bioacoustic is based on the different vibrations, different vibes that comes from my body. Okay. Now, I'll explain it in a better way. If I'm standing over here or my hand is still over here, there are different vibes that are coming out of my body and that are sensed over there. If I am moving my hands like this, there is a change in the vibes. There is a change in the vibration that are coming out of my hands. we have already known that entire space is consists of energy and vibes. Right? So that is how electromyography and bioacoustics senses it, and that is why motion-free gaming is possible, as in I don't need any controller, it's controller-free, I'm standing and I'm playing, and that is how it works. So to understand the entire concept of Kinect better, I have a video over here to make you understand how exactly RGB sensor work. Right? So let's take a look at the video that I have. So let's just see the video.
We had something when we took the first demos that were using the skeletal tracking technology.
Now, if you can just take a look at the screen over here, now this is how exactly the human body is recognized by Kinect. Alright, if you can just see on this part of the screen, this is how the RGB sensor senses the entire body. It is divided into different colors over here. The head bar is pink, this is blue, this is green. So that is what RGB does. It divides the body into different fragments of colors. Now over here you can see those colors are divided into points over here. Now these points are focused by IR projector that I mentioned. These points are on different parts of the body. Now and then once the points are on the part of the body, then the RGB sensor converts the color of the point, and that is how it is sensed into the Kinect, and that is how the entire phenomena of Xbox 360 Kinect works. Points are there, it is converted into color, it senses back the color and the depth, and that is how it makes your avatar move into the screen. So this was the entire working and functionality of exactly Xbox 360 and Kinect works. That's all from my side. Hope you had a good time enjoying the video. This is Anubhav Mohanty signing off. Thank you.